Welcome, Bulls fans, to a special showcase edition of our weekly preview for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday as the North Iowa Bulls head on the road to Blaine, Minnesota and the Schwann Super Rink for 3 games at the NA3HL Showcase. Coming up this week for the North Iowa Bulls are the Mid-Cities Junior Stars, the Northeast Generals, and the Helena Bighorns. North Iowa is in second place in the NA3HL's West Division following a home-and-home sweep of the Willmar Warhawks over this past Friday and Saturday night. Let's see how it happened as your Bulls move to 18-6 on the season. Not much scoring to speak of in the first period, so let's take you to the second. Connor Carlson backhanding in the opening goal of the night. Just 2:20 into the period, Lucas Ehrlich beaten, and the Bulls up 1-0. Brandon Holt answering here, though. He ties the game, grabs his own rebound, and puts it away. A second chance shot against Dyson Skinner, and it's a 1-all tie. After that, though, the Bulls rolling. Nick Bolin bouncing one off the side of the goal frame. There's Connor Carlson to bat it in, and the Bulls take the lead back. North Iowa keeps on rolling. We take you to the third period, already up 4-1. A long throw from the right point ends up beating Lucas Ehrlich, and the Bulls beat the Warhawks. Final score of Friday night's game, 5-1. North Iowa home for the holidays one final time on Saturday, but the Warhawks almost played the Grinch to the Bulls' hopes. Here's Hunter Hall ripping one past Dyson Skinner, just a minute 39 in as the Warhawks take a 1-0 lead. The Bulls dominated the shots on goal count, and they finally solved the Warhawks. Pete Verstegen gets a pass snuck through from Matt Dahl's side. Verstegen taps it in for the equalizer, and we're tied 1-1. We thought the next goal might win it, and that was true. Nick Bolin setting up Jared Blakowiak, beating Nelson Sheeler from his right at the 10:48 mark of the third period, and the Bulls take a 2-1 lead. Willmar never tied the game up, and the Bulls actually finished the game on the power play. They win this one 2-1 and take the sweep over Willmar for the weekend.
I mean, overall, we were controlling the game pretty well. I think our main goal was popping that first one. Overcoming, getting past that goalie, and I think that was number one on our list for sure.
First game up for the North Iowa Bulls is against the Mid-Cities Junior Stars. That is a Sunday afternoon game. Mid-Cities is 14-8-1 on the season, 29 points in fourth place in an absolutely jam-packed race in the NA3HL's South Division. The other two teams they'll play this weekend are the Northeast Generals, who are 25-1-1. They're out of the Coastal Division. They're in second place. And the Helena Bighorns are 21-2, 3 points ahead of Great Falls for first place in the Frontier Division out in the Great Northwest. Let's take a look at the standings before we move along on the head-to-head here. Rochester is 17-6, 34 points with a game in hand on North Iowa. All 4 teams below them are playing this weekend prior to the showcase, including a couple of teams the Bulls will play at the showcase. So some of the information and records and statistics, etc., in this preview are subject to change as the weekend continues along. We're not doubling up on the need to know this weekend, though. Just 2 storylines for this week as the Bulls head off to the showcase, where all time the Bulls are 17-6-1 at the various showcase events they've been involved with over the past 7 years as members of the North American Tier 3 Hockey League. Meanwhile, the 3 teams that they'll face have a combined 55 wins on the season. This could be an early make-or-break weekend for division races, not just in the West for the Bulls, but all across the NA3HL. Several divisions are very, very close right now, but with teams paired up with other teams that have similar records or are in the same spot in the standings, this could be a very important weekend, and it could lead to some separation in the standings heading into the Christmas break. Players to watch for this weekend, and we have 4 teams to get to here. We'll get to them 2 at a time. First up for your Bulls, Nick Bolin with points in 9 of his last 10 games. He's got 15 points in that time frame. And then you have Jared Blakowiak, points in 13 of his last 15. He's got 28 points over those last 15 appearances. For Mid-Cities, how about Josh Lynn? 39 points, top scorer on the team so far, 7 multi-goal games. He's been a little bit cooler here the last couple of weeks, but you know he'll be looking to heat back up with many scouts in attendance coming up this week. And then you got Francisco Clark Silva, 2.22 goals against average as the Junior Stars' #1 goaltender with a .921 save percentage. For the Northeast Generals, we'll be watching Tommy Marilainen, 32 points on the year. That's number 7 among defensemen in the NA3HL. And then John Driscoll, their number 1 goaltender, 2.13 goals against average for him. That's the number 6 mark in the 3HL, heading into a very busy weekend. And for Helena, coming up on the schedule on Tuesday, Darren Donovan will be one of the guys to watch. 38 points on the year. He's got goals in 7 of his last 9 games. He's second place on the Bighorns scoring list. And number 3 on that list is Luke Cross with a 6-game point streak, heading into Minnesota for the Showcase week. As we wind down our weekly preview, our special Showcase edition, we move on to the headlines, which includes some really cool graphics over here. But also, we get to tell you about our holiday ticket packages that range anywhere from a $25 ticket package for a stocking stuffer that includes a couple of game tickets, a car decal, as well as a mini stick, all the way up to $100 half-season ticket packages or 10 flex tickets, your choice, to go with a Christmas sweatshirt as well as a stocking hat. You can find those on the website, northiowabulls.com, under the Tickets tab, or by calling the front office at 641-423-GOAL. That's 641-423-4625. Also, make sure to look a little bit farther down our website on the right side of the page for this link, and that will take you to our brand new Bulls merchandise store, which we'll be working on it throughout this past week, and that will help you wrap up your Christmas shopping with just a few days to go. Coming up on our next edition of the weekly preview, following the Showcase and Christmas as well, we'll be sharing some additional information on Cinemania Night, which will be January 4th, featuring appearances from some of your favorite movie characters, as well as our upcoming blood drive here at the North Iowa Ice Arena. Game times this week at the Showcase: Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock against the Mid-Cities Junior Stars, 1:30 on Monday afternoon against the Northeast Generals, and 11:45 a.m. Tuesday morning as we take on the Helena Bighorns. All of those games available exclusively on Hockey TV. From all of us here at the North Iowa Ice Arena and the North Iowa Bulls, we wish you a wonderful Christmas season, since this will be our final preview before Christmas. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you back here at the barn January 4th when we take on the New Ulm Steel, and we'll see you on the road December 29th at the Rochester Grizzlies, or hopefully up at the Schwann Super Rink in Blaine, Minnesota this week, as your Bulls play 3 games in 3 days against some of the best in the 3HL. Until then, Austin Draude for the North Iowa Bulls.